the second best of 3 here to see who goes on to the winner's match in the GSL Code S. In the bottom left, let's hope this game goes better for him this time around. He is
Samsung Galaxy Can Solar.
Hopefully we see a bit more out of him this game, if SOS is so kind to let us.
Ooh, got duck lips going on there for a second. In the upper right, we have our Protoss player. He is
Gene Green Wings SOS.
He's going to cannon rush again.
I think he is.
There's a really good one on this map near the gases.
I see all the hexes on the map.
Yeah.
I know exactly where the cannons go.
He put on 8-bit graphics in this game so he could cannon rush perfectly. By the way, this is...
just hexagons moving around?
I feel bad because we haven't gotten to talk too much about Solar yet, but Solar is someone who was considered kind of like a Protoss sniper for a long time. Like, he knows what to do against Protoss. He's fantastic against Protoss. We saw this a lot in Pro League and GSL and whatnot. And in fact, you know, he's the type of player that really knows so well how to kill Protoss that the games don't really drag out that much. Like, he can actually just kill the Protoss once he gets ahead. He's just such a fantastic player in this matchup that if it goes late, it might become difficult for SOS. And it looks like he's going pool first, so we'll see if a cannon rush still kills him. It might. I mean, this is SOS. So,
all right, now how does he play this? He puts the pylon. Looks like Solar actually knew roughly where to block that, but
he might just put a cannon
that's okay.
down.
I've practiced 4 different spots with this pylon.
Yeah.
I have never made a Tempest in my life. My name is SOS. Okay, here we go.
Actually, you made Tempest against Innovation at finals.
No, he didn't. Now we got the probe down here. Okay, cannons. Look at this. This is just... Oh, my God.
Man.
He actually boxes in the drones?
Yeah, he wants to kill him.
Look at this. He's like, when my cannons are done, you'll be dead.
Oh, wow. Blocking that top area was actually really important.
He's like, that's fine. I'll just cancel this cannon.
Yeah, there's actually 6 slings on the way. This may
oh, my God.
actually
He didn't
fail.
cancel that.
Oh, he did?
He actually killed that, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm actually very surprised.
I was going to make a joke that it was you can't spell cannon or, well, never mind. I'll come back and do that later. I'll come back in the 5th year GSL and make that joke. So, we have the Lings coming out now. I think this might have just
it didn't go well for him compared to before, but, I mean, this is not... I wouldn't call it as much as a game loss. Like, it's not what he wanted out of it. But, you know, he forced the cancel. The Nexus, if you look at the Nexus and the hatchery timing, they're about even. So he's going to have his base up just as fast.
We got a Ninja Probe coming out. Ooh. Now, this is exactly what Zerg wants to do, is take the gold base when all this is going on. Because that's one way to actually get ahead of the Protoss.
Sure. I'm actually very interested in this. Now, this game started out differently than like a normal game in which you might take the gold base.
Is he going to cannon rush this?
That would be really funny.
I don't think he is, but that would be really funny. He's like, okay. Just going to check down here now.
But, all right, so I want to talk about gold bases Zerg against Protoss because I've been putting a lot of thought and study into this over the last few days.
Go on.
And I've been trying to think, what is actually the right way to play against this? And it's probably exactly what we see here, which is a cannon rush.
Just spat out water up in myself. I did not think he was actually going to do that.
You know, I think that this is actually pretty smart that he's trying this because...
Well, there's no other way to punish the Zerg for taking this, that your tech's slow down and everything.
Yeah, when your tech is slow like this, the thing is any normal opener...
Oh, my God.
He needs to fully wall this if he wants to hold this. Okay, does he cancel?
No. Currently he makes...
Okay, he's like, well I'll just make more cannons. It's fine.
He's going to try to attack just that Ling. Then he sees the other Lings come up here. Okay. He had to stop that.
If SOS wins this, I'm going to be in shock.
No, he should not win
this. Because now, I didn't feel like it was that bad before. Now I think this is the most terrible position, like, ever. He's getting a Stargate because he realizes the bases are all kind of far away. And he can kind of utilize that against the Zerg. In fact, yeah, he wants to stop even rallies from coming down. But anyways, I want to go back to what I was talking about with gold bases against Protoss and what is Protoss supposed to do. Because Zerg gets that boost, and Zerg has ways to use the gold mineral boost more than any other race because they can do things like suddenly make a bunch of drones, and their production ramps up a lot quicker with larva injects and hatcheries being all over the place, whereas you have to, you know, build your gateways and stuff and then start pumping out. So, like, Zerg is kind of meant for these gold bases, right?
Well, especially post-failed cannon rush, because when you do cannon rush Zerg, you're not able to, and then let's say it goes like what we saw back there, you can't stop them from taking the gold base. It's not like Zerg could just take the gold base immediately in a normal game.
Yeah.
That'll be punished by a large variety of rushes.
You know, maybe, maybe not. The gold base thing it's really funny. Like, okay, so he's going for a gateway attack here. So he's going for like a 7-gate Oracle. And I think that this is a fine way to try to fight against it because he realizes this is a tough situation. And he already has a pylon across the map. So maybe this ends up working out. But overall, I think that this is like a really... I guess, you know, this game has gone so different I can't really give my full theory that I've been working on.
I'm really interested in the additional cannons here at the natural.
Well, this is because he's going to use that as a warping point for this all-in.
And just go straight for the main? I guess that makes perfect sense.
If he kills the main, then he's ahead.
I don't know why I wasn't processing that. Yeah, of course. If he would run right in there, and then he can attack. Let's even say the main is too safe. He can attack other places, too. There's not much Zerg can do as far as something like countering goes.
Yeah, the Roaches and Lings coming down a little bit. The thing is, in just a moment, we're going to have so many Zerg units out that he should be able to actually fight this off. Well, let's see. We have this Oracle coming in right now, targeting down some Roaches. The Queen does come out, and Oracle goes after that Queen, kills it off. A lot of cannons in here. Good thing he made all those cannons, or this would have already been stopped.
He's actually getting some Zealots and Pylons over here, and going for the Queen now, too. The Queen is going to be picked off here, while these two Oracles still remain, doing a lot of damage here.
That's right. Lots of Roaches and Lings still coming in. When those Oracles run out of energy, this is not nearly as scary for Solar. Yeah. He brings down another Queen, but that will be picked off as well.
Okay, we actually have a Spore Crawler that's going to come down here, but that's a little bit too late to be relevant.
Yeah, a bit later than he wanted it, for sure.
Presumably, Chrono Boost is being just shot down on all the gateways. I think you're right, Artos. I think Solar just eventually crushes this, and SOS probably has to leave this game.
Yeah. The gold base does so much for Zerg. I want to talk about it more a little bit later on, but this is, you know, SOS failed kind of with that second cannon rush. This first one kind of worked. It didn't really do what it wanted to do, though. You know, it just forced a cancel and slowed down the base a little bit from Zerg, but he had to spend a lot of money to do that. And if you look at it right now, this is basically an unwinnable position for SOS.
This is so futile for Protoss here.
Like, one of the only ways that you can battle against gold base, like 3-base production like this, is with a lot of splash damage. He has precisely none, and he won't get any either. He has to like make Void Rays to even try to stay alive.
Yeah, and the Void Ray is not going to do him much in the long run, even if he does survive, which there's a chance he won't. So the Oracles, it looks like they're going to run down here and see if they can't get rid of drones at the gold base. We don't know what's at the gold base right now. Looks like just a Spore.
Taking a lot of damage here.
Best you can ask for in this situation, but
you gotta do something. It's 44 probes to 54 drones. Now that looks like it's a 10 drone lead, but with the gold base, it's actually equivalent to much more than that, rather. We do have the third base being started by, so it's kind of like a desperation move. The odds of holding that is like pretty low once we see an actual attack come in. Look, he's going into Hydra. He's getting his +1 range attack. He's getting Roach speed. I want to say, like, holding on to this third base is...
The only way for Protoss to win from here is if he managed to let Zerg mine out the gold base and this game normalized.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen here. You know, when the Zerg does get the gold, he mines really heavily from it because you just get such a lead. But I don't think Protoss even is going to get the third.
Yeah, it's not even going to be able to finish here.
Keep in mind, eventually Zerg's going to get that natural base that was cannon rush early on.
Yeah. And all this time, like, he's going into Hydras as well. And a 2-base, Protoss will be playing against eventually a 4-base Zerg. But right now it's, you know, a 3-base Zerg that's going to be able to max out very quickly.
Okay, well, I think the Hydras, as they pop out, that's going to be the end of the game. There's literally nothing Protoss can do when Hydra's Roaches and Lings hit him.
Yeah,
it just tears down everything.
Just the way that this game went, there was not too much of a chance. Gateway units are pretty impotent against a Zerg with gold base, especially when you're this far down economy, not even having a third base up.
So we have the Oracle coming down now. Stalker's going to go ahead and warp in here for SOS. A bit of a slower ending here. But this all does go back to how that cannon rush worked at the start.
And I would say also the fact that SOS tried a second cannon rush that failed, that slows you down so much on any attacks.
Although we can't really blame him for doing that second cannon rush since it was Zerg on gold.
I think it was a smart idea, to be honest.
Then again, it was also predictable there for Solar to check that. He's like, well, I guess I can only lose this one way. Are we going to see SOS do a cannon rush in Game 3, I wonder? It's certainly possible.
I think probably.
I mean, he has the ability to pick the map now.
Well, the thing is, he might just go like Deadwing and play like a macro-ish type of game. Really nice force fields, considering how many units there are actually here, but he's not going to have any energy left. He's going to get absolutely slaughtered when these two armies come up. Yeah, see, not enough. Everything getting through these force fields at this point. He has made some extra cannons, but God, that's a beefy force.
All right, so we'll see GG punched out here from SOS. We're going to go to game number 3 here once the rest of SOS's stuff dies. This is just way too much. There it is. GG.
All right. Solar, really smart to take that gold base in a situation like that.
Yeah, really good handling of that rush.
Yeah.
Didn't let it be anywhere near as effective as it could have been.
Yeah, he showed a lot of skill in this game. The thing is, game 1, like, SOS had a special cannon rush prepared that Solar maybe didn't see before or something, and he just got slaughtered by it, so we didn't get to see his skill. But Solar is a player that I would love to see him against Rain in this group, because his ZVP is really second to none. I can't just name off the top of my head a Zerg who I truly consider to be better at the matchup than him. He is top tier ZVP.
Well, what is the map SOS picks? I mean, I think that's the biggest question based off the first 2 games. I keep going back to that in my mind.
Deadwing is the big choice for Protosses nowadays, but with SOS, it's hard to say. He's someone who can play a lot of different ways.
Okay, Deadwing it is.
Okay. Now, do you cannon rush on this gigantic map where it's kind of, in some ways, Protoss favored having 4 bases that are very easy to take? Do you do that, do you think?
You don't need to, but I think with these two, there's a bit of a rivalry right now.
Okay.
Solar already mentioned he wasn't afraid of something like that from SOS.
Well, SOS proved wrong that first game.
Yeah. The question is, does he want to do that twice?
Yeah.
Also, a lot of risk here with a group this good.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, it says match 2, but this is actually a match 3 between these two. So the winner here is going to go on to face off against Rain to fight for who's going to be the first to get out of this group here, Group B of the GSL Codas. And that game is now loading up, so tell your friends to tune in here. It's only our second best of 3 today. We still have 3 more after this. It's going to be a crazy day with players that we have here like this at GOMTV.